Oh, you're rather early.
Yes, I'm afraid the situation's all rather last minute. Cromwell only briefed me an hour ago.
Oh, really? Well, what were Cromwell's orders? I don't suppose you're my usual replacement.
He only asked me to make contact with you and ensure you get the job done. The way he talks about you, I assume he's afraid of you doing something rash.
Yes, well, take a seat, I guess. Cromwell brief you on the mission?
Only the basics, old sport. How long have you been on him, old sport?
5 days so far. I have another agent that comes to relieve me during the day.
What's the situation over there?
Situation's same as it's been for the past 5 days. Been quiet on the Western Front. That man hasn't taken more than a step away from his hotel room.
How unfortunate.
So, how long have you been in the agency?
9 years so far.
Interesting work?
Well, you know how it is. It's a rough old job, but somebody has to do it. The Queen and Country, eh, old sport?
Yes. Your Budapest job, that was you, wasn't it?
What's that then? Budapest, yes, what a bloody mess.
Yes, see, I've heard stories about your work. Rumours.
What kind of stories?
Well, the kind of stories that make me wonder what brings a man like you to a dump of a mission like this. If you are indeed the Winchester I've heard so much about.
Let's just say I've been given a change of scenery, old sport.
And what was the price of that change?
Let's not dwell on the past then, Lancaster. I'm here to ensure the success of this mission. Nothing more, nothing less. I'll tell you something though, old sport. All this sitting around does bring me back to the good old days. It was a freezing night in Berlin. We were watching a Soviet defector's safe house. My partner Smithers and I, God rest his soul, had to locate an enemy sniper before the defector crossed the wall.
Was that the one with the violent case and the exploding pen? I remember hearing about that during basic training.
Yes. Now, where was I again? Oh, the defector, yeah. You see, he'd offered British intelligence the chance to get their hands on a Soviet decoding device. Only problem is, he didn't have it yet, meaning it was up to me to impersonate the buyer and arrange a meet with a Russian mercenary went by the name of,
The sickle. The sickle.
Yes, the sickle. I see you've done your research, old sport. You see, once the sickle had arrived, everything was going well until he pulled a gun on me. He'd figured me out on account of my terrible Russian accent.
Hold on, I heard differently. I heard that it was because you were holding the case with your left hand. No, the buyer was supposed to be right-handed.
Oh, must have mistaken it for another mission. That's what 9 years does to you then, eh? Yes. If it weren't for the undercover Russian deciding to shoot him, it would have been crumpets for old Winchester.
It's indeed.
Yes, you see, being a mole for the Soviets, the man was only keeping me alive so I could do his job for him. You know how it goes.
He was a mole?
Yes, I'm surprised you didn't know that. Seems you need to brush up on my work then, old sport.
Well, that's the problem I have. There's no way you could have known he was a mole at the time. He didn't admit to that until we interrogated him last year.
Well, it's like I said. Sometimes I get my details mixed up, old sport.
So where did you grow up?
Small town in Scotland, not far from Inverness.
Ah, yes, I've heard of it. My grandfather actually grew up in a place called McCrimmon. During the winter, the water would turn a marvellous blue, not unlike that picture there.
Crimin, you say? I've heard of it. Splendid views.
Well, that's interesting, because I just made that place up.
What are you getting at, old sport?
Getting at the fact that your background doesn't seem to add up. You claim to be from Scotland, yet you don't bat an eye when I mention a fictitious town, and you even claim to know it. There's something you're not telling me. Either that, or you're very good at maintaining cover.
don't appreciate being interrogated, old sport.
Yes, and then there's the business with the Soviet mole. How could you have known he was a mole if you didn't find out he was working for the Soviets until after your mission?
Explain yourself, man.
Well, there's not much to explain, really. I don't believe you're the real Winchester.
You know, you're turning out to be a real thorn in my side, old sport.
Drink taste a bit funny?
Ah, God, you bastard!
Who the hell says crumpets instead of toast?
You bastard!
This never happened to the other fella.